Congratulations! You've decided to embark on the journey to restoring your natural hair. And so today for our first lesson, we're going to be talking about preparing your hair for washing. And that's just a fancy way of saying detangling your hair. It's extremely important to detangle your hair prior to washing your hair. Enjoy the journey. Before you plunge into the journey, it is important to note that a variety of products will be mentioned throughout the lessons that may not be appropriate for your hair. If you're prone to allergies, if you have intolerances, it would be a good idea to check the ingredients and to verify that these products can be used on your body before proceeding. Divide your hair in 4 to 6 sections. Apply a silicone-free conditioner to your sectioned hair before washing, focusing on your hair ends. Be sure to apply a generous amount of conditioner to create an environment in which your hair can slip around without breaking when you're ready to comb through the ends. Finger detangle your hair in sections to remove knots before using a wide-toothed comb. Gently comb each section from end to root. Do not rip your hair. Use your finger to remove any knots. Never rake the comb from the root to the end. This is where we get breakage and we lose the length of our hair. The ends are the oldest part of our hair. In order to save and preserve that hair, we have to gently comb upward from the end all the way upward to the root. Once the hair has been fully detangled, then you can gently rake the comb through. If you encounter a knot, immediately stop, move toward the end again, and gently rake upward. Before rebraiding that section of hair, remove shedding hair by gently tugging on the sectioned hair. Shed hair has a white ball at the root. You will lose 80 to 100 strands of these hairs daily, so do not be concerned that your hair is breaking. Breakage is very different. You will see that your hair has been snapped and there is no white ball. You want to remove shedding hair by gently tugging on the hair, not pulling, just tugging, and you'll find that pieces will come out. And you want to check the hairs to see if there's a ball at the root. If there's a ball at the root of the hair, then you know that that's old hair that's shedding. If your hair is snapped and there's no ball, then it's broken hair. Here we are at lesson 2 of restoring your natural hair. During this lesson, we'll be discussing the things that you need to do and the things that you need to stop doing in order to maximize growth and reduce breakage. An important thing to note is that hair that has not been moisturized becomes very brittle. Think of it as pasta. Each strand of hair is a dry piece of curly pasta. If you apply too much pressure, that piece of pasta will snap. So what you want to do is moisturize those strands so that they will be bendable, shapeable, and they will not snap. One of the best ways to moisturize your hair is to wash your hair. Hair, especially natural hair, loves moisture. Prior to washing your hair, it should already be divided in 4 to 6 sections because by now you have already detangled your hair using your conditioner. You should wash your hair regularly. I would say every 5 to 7 days because, as mentioned before, natural hair loves moisture. It loves water. You want to choose a shampoo that contains no sulfate. Sulfate is an ingredient that can be found in dishwashing liquid, bath soaps, hand soaps. This ingredient creates setting and lifts grease. It's excellent for washing dishes, but certainly not ideal for natural hair because it causes the hair to dry out and promotes breakage. Conditioner can be used as an alternative to shampoo when washing your hair. We call this co-washing. It is ideal because it helps to retain moisture in your hair strands. It's a good idea to give your hair a protein treatment every 4 to 6 weeks. By doing this, you can prevent significant hair breakage because the hair requires a protein-moisture balance. Using a product like Aubrey Organics Protein Balancing Conditioner is an excellent choice. It is a good idea to deep condition your hair once per month prior to washing using a silicone-free conditioner, organic coconut oil, hair mayonnaise, or even regular mayonnaise. What you need to do is apply the conditioner or the mayonnaise to your dry and already sectioned hair. Braid each section and then place a plastic cap over your hair, leaving the conditioner or mayonnaise in your hair overnight. This will ensure that the moisture seeps into your strands of hair to prevent breakage. Once you have washed your hair and you're ready to style your hair, you should consider parting your hair using a tail comb as opposed to a regular comb to prevent your hair from breaking. Here, it's important that you use a tail comb to part the hair rather than the teeth of a comb, because using the teeth will cause breakage as you tug at the hair. So remember, always the end of your tail comb. To ensure that moisture remains trapped in the strands of your hair, it's a good idea to wear a protective hairstyle such as twists, braids, or even a bun. Avoid using hair brushes so that your hair does not get ripped as you brush through your hair. If you need to hold your hairstyle in place, consider investing in a silk or satin scarf or bonnet. You may wish to take a break at this point to reflect on what you've learned and maybe to even test out the strategies given. Did you know that you could be cutting your hair without even knowing it? Using fine-tooth combs and even wearing your hair down very often without protecting your ends could result in breakage. It's a very good idea to always use a wide tooth comb to comb through your hair when it's moistened, and also comb from the very ends gently up toward the root. Wearing a protective hairstyle, as mentioned before, is an excellent way to protect those very delicate ends. By keeping those ends tucked in, they'll be moisturized and you will not run the risk of losing those ends. You've made it to lesson 3. For this lesson, we're going to be talking about moisture. Moisture is key. It is extremely important on this journey. So you want to get into the habit of listening to your hair and recognizing when it needs moisture or when it needs just a little more moisture. And so take some time to listen carefully, follow these steps carefully, and you will not be disappointed at the results. Remember those pieces of pasta? Well, that's not the condition that we want our hair to remain in. So, we really need to think about the type of moisture that we put into our hair. Do you remember the days when mom or grandma used to plaster our strands of hair with petroleum jelly? Well, I guess they didn't know, but that was the worst thing for our hair because petroleum jelly creates a barrier between your hair and the moisture that it really, really needs. So you want to avoid any product that contains petroleum jelly, petrolatum, or mineral oil. You want to use products that will promote moisture and that will seep into your scalp and promote growth. Fill a spray bottle with water. I prefer to use boiled water that has been cooled just to ensure that there are no particles or minerals left in the water that could build upon the hair strands. Spritz your sectioned hair with water, then apply a generous amount of leave-in conditioner to your hair. Being sure to focus on the ends because the ends of your hair are the oldest part of your hair and are prone to breakage, so you want to ensure that they are soft. Once you've done this, you'll want to seal the moisture into your hair strands using olive oil or grapeseed oil or some form of butter such as shea butter. And then every 2 to 3 days, you'll want to reapply these 3 levels of moisture: the water, the leave-in, and the oil or butter to seal it. Be sure to oil your scalp using jojoba oil as it promotes hair growth. One of the best ways to ensure that moisture remains trapped in the hair strands is to cover your head with a silk or satin scarf or bonnet, especially if you are trying to retain moisture overnight. Cotton is not an ideal fabric to use because it tends to soak up the moisture from your hair. So you really want to invest in silk or satin for your God-given tresses. Now that you've taken the time to learn about how to care for your hair externally, it is extremely important to consider what changes you need to make to support the growth of your hair internally. I can tell you that you will definitely benefit from taking a multivitamin as well as a B6 complex. B6 complex helps with the circulation of your blood. When you have proper blood circulation on your scalp, you'll see further hair growth. You also want to consider making adjustments to your diet so that you are ingesting the appropriate foods and so that you have a balanced diet. But at this point, you may consider doing some homework to find out what changes you could make to your diet to further promote hair growth and to strengthen your beautiful hair. Congratulations, you've made it to the end of Lesson 3. You are on your way to stronger, longer hair. Enjoy the journey.